and I'm with Cooperation Jackson here in Jackson, Mississippi. This is our first day for the PMA People's Movement Assembly here in Jackson. We're calling ours the Summer of Our Power, Southern PMA for a Just Transition. And this evening, we're going to be dealing with Just Transition 101, explaining to the folk what it is that we're talking about when we say just transition. One of the things that we need to understand is with this just transition, we're not only talking about an extractive economy that needs to be stopped. We're also talking about building a foundation for a new economy based on old values and understandings that tell us how to create a different type of economic system that is built on economic democracy, that is built on understanding that all of us can have ownership and say so on what happens as far as the way we make our money is concerned, what happens to the money, and how we can continue keeping the businesses and the understandings and the cooperation that we are creating in moving forward. So tonight is going to be a 101 for this just transition understanding so that we can look at these different models of economic democracy and extractive, ending this extractive economy, and find ways that it will be more productive and more conducive to our lives. So tonight we're going to have in this 101 transition, Karina Pacheco, who is the Venezuelan Deputy Consul in New Orleans. We're going to have Ed Whitfield, who's with the Fund for Democratic Communities and the Southern Grassroots Economy Project. We have Monique Harden, who's with Advocates for Environmental Human Rights, and Diana Lopez, who's with the Southwest Workers Union and Our Power Campaign, and finally our own Brandon King, who's with Cooperation Jackson and Our Power Campaign and the Southern Grassroots Economies Project. So what we do here in Jackson, which is in the state that is the poorest in the nation, it is also has the reputation of having the worst health. We have the highest case of diabetes and hypertension here. We have the highest rate of infant mortality among African American females here in the country. We also have a record we just recently found of having some of the highest rental property in the country as well, so that our 2-bedroom apartments in some places are renting higher here than anywhere else in the country. So these are types of situations that make us aware that there is something that we need to do here to begin to set a new model as far as economy is concerned. So with our cooperative model, what we are doing is looking at worker-owner cooperatives, and we're looking at a way that we can take ownership, for lack of a better way of saying it, in our lives and what we do, how we make our living, how we live our days, how we rest our bodies, how we relate to one another, how we continue to move forward in a productive manner. And so with these cooperatives that we have started, currently we have 3 or 4 actually that are emerging. One is an urban farm that is in back of the center of the Chokwe Lumumba Center for Economic Democracy and Development, which is where the PMA is being held this evening, and is also ours. We purchased this about 6 months ago. It is ours free and clear, and it sends out a loud signal throughout the city, and it's particularly in this area that we are here to stay, that we are not have any other focus but to continue this project and move it forward, or this lifestyle and move it forward. So we have the urban farming, then we also have a cafe called Nubia's Cafe that will be serving products based on the produce that we grow in the farm. And then the cafe will create a refuse that our recycling and waste management cooperative will take, turn into compost, which will then feed the farm, which gives the cafe, which feeds the recycling. So you get the picture. This is a circular type of environment. And this is the way that we've done in the past. This is built within our DNA. So it's not a model that we're reinventing. It is a model that we are taking and escalating up to another level. Within the emerging cooperatives and the Cooperation Jackson model, we also have an incubator, which serves as a support system for our emerging cooperatives. We give them administrative assistance, help them with getting their licenses together, their legalities together. We also have a school that will be teaching the members, the owner workers of these cooperatives skills to help them work more appropriately within the cooperatives, because there's a 6-month probationary period before they are actually can become members. So this helps them get groomed and see what it is that will be expected of them and what it is that they need to do. And eventually the school will also expand to other needs as far as our children and their education is concerned as well. And then we're talking about building a financial institution as well. We have other cooperatives. There's an arts and culture cooperative, a daycare cooperative, and some others that are also emerging. And this is the model that we're using. We're looking to build a bridge from Jackson to Paris. And we are looking at doing this, taking old models, evaluating them, restructuring them, and moving forward. So again, I just want to say how excited we are to be a part of this PMA process this evening, and that we look forward to continuing not only to have a bridge to Paris, but a bridge among each other, that we continue to find out how valuable it is, how invaluable it is for us to work together, for us to have common threads that run through the work that we do, to stay committed to each other, and to stay productive, to keep our eyes on the vision and not get swayed by the illusion. And with that, I say thank you.